Hey, what's up, everybody? Brent here. I'm in the kitchen and I'm starving. Do you want to see how I make a fried egg sandwich? Okay, just hold tight. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have, well, it's easier if you have a non-stick pan. I don't have one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it non-stick with some olive oil. You don't have to use olive oil. There's a lot of options, but I personally like olive oil. It's really healthy. We're gonna put about that much. You want enough to kind of coat the bottom so that your eggs don't stick in the cooking process. Okay, I'm gonna crack the eggs. Here's a little tip, all right? Because some eggs are different than others. I always recommend either doing free range, cage-free eggs. Yard eggs are the best, which is what I have here. We actually have an aunt that supplies us with eggs when we need them. But anyway, all of these eggs crack differently, and sometimes you never know how it's gonna crack. You don't know if the shell is gonna be really hard to crack, or if it's gonna explode as soon as you try to crack it. So the best thing to do, and what I recommend, take a paper towel or a little piece of paper towel and set it underneath the edge of the pan, if that's what you use as the surface, so that when you crack the eggs, if it does spill over at all, it'll land on the paper towel instead of the stovetop. All right, there's one. You see how big that yolk is? That's pretty consistent with yard eggs. They have a big, rich, dark yellow yolk, which is good. A lot of nutrients. You want to make sure that your chickens are eating all kinds of healthy stuff. Grasses, bugs, insects, all kinds of stuff like that. All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, what I like to do is I like to get my eggs hot in a hurry. So I'm gonna put it on the burner, and it's not preheated or anything like that. I'm gonna turn it to between high and medium, just to kind of get things rolling. Okay. Another thing I like to do, and some people don't do this, but I like to bust up the yolk. And you can use fork, spatula, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But I like to have it busted up a little bit like this, so that it'll cook evenly throughout. Okay. All right. Give me just 1 second and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it starts cooking. Okay, it's only been about maybe a minute, but if you can see, the whites are already starting to cook. They're starting to turn white, and it won't be long now. It's gonna actually start, well, you can tell it's starting to kind of boil a little bit. That's when you know that you're getting close. Okay, when it starts doing this, I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit, closer to medium. And what I normally like to do when it starts popping kind of all over the place, that's when I'll start shaping it like a like it's gonna fit on the sandwich. And the kind of bread I use, the bread is kind of shaped almost like a rectangle. So, okay, take my spatula. Okay, as you can see, it's kind of shaped sort of like a rectangular piece of bread. Now what I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to give it just a little bit of black pepper. About that much. I'm gonna give it just a few more seconds here. Let's see. All right. It's starting to get a little bit violent, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over and let the other side cook a little bit. Now that I know that it's pretty much solid. All right. Okay. Okay, so we are almost done with the eggs at this point. Usually by the time I flip it, I know that it's solid. I know that it's almost cooked all the way through. Now by the time that I put pepper and salt on this side, turn the burner off, the eggs will be ready to go. Pepper on this side. About that much. And a little bit of salt.
Sea salt.
Yeah. About that much. Okay. Now, I'm turning the burner off. And the eggs are pretty much done. So I'm gonna take it off the burner. All right, and I'll see you guys in just 1 second. Okay, what I forgot to tell you guys, and what I actually didn't do, is if you're going to toast your bread, which I always toast my bread, and if you're gonna use the oven, always turn on the broil before you start your eggs so that it's nice and hot by the time you're done. I forgot to do that, so I'm gonna have to babysit it here for a second. But long story short, it's warming up. See the bread, how it's kind of rectangular shaped? The wife buys me some kind of whole grain, I don't know. It's good, so I like it. You guys, give me just a few seconds and I'll show you what this bread's gonna look like while it toasts. Okay, you see how it's starting to turn brown on one side? What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and flip it around so that the other side of the bread kind of browns up like this side did. I'm talking this side and that side. I'm not talking about top and bottom. I'm gonna flip that in just a second. So we'll keep an eye on that. Guys, I'm old school, okay? A lot of people like to use a toaster, and you can, that's fine. I like to use the oven. I like to watch it toast so that I can control when to take it out, when to flip it, etc. Okay, starting to get just about the way I like it. So I'm gonna flip these over. And if you'll watch, it's gonna start getting brown on the back side and it's gonna work its way this way. But by that time, I will have already spun it around to toast the whole piece evenly. Okay, there we go. Starting to brown up nice. I'm gonna go ahead and flip that around. Flip that around. And let it finish up. Okay. This piece is almost done. I think we're gonna call that good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. Now be careful. It's gonna be hot. Whew. Okay. Okay, I just finished toasting my bread. You can see it's perfect the way I like it. Nice and golden brown on both sides. The egg's still hot. So I'm going to take the egg that I have already shaped to fit this specific piece of bread, lay it right in there. Let me ask you a question. Can you smell it? Can you smell that? That's going to be delicious. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dress the plate up a little bit and I will see you guys at the table. Okay guys, I've made it to the table. I want you to take a look at this. Does that not look delicious or what? And I have some peppers couple of oranges. Let me tell you something. With every meal, you should include some type of something with colors, rich colors, okay? These orange, yellows, reds, greens, they are loaded with nutrients and micronutrients that your body needs. And, you know, we're not meant to be just meat and potatoes, meat and bread. You know, it's just not good for our digestive systems. So include some colors, and it doesn't matter what it is. If you don't like eating vegetables, things like that, make yourself a green smoothie. I make them all the time. If you look at one of my previous videos, I show you how I make green smoothies, which I will make later. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy this because it's still nice and hot. If you haven't done so, be sure and subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like, leave a comment, whatever you want to do. My daughter is telling me to wait just 1 second. Oh, she wants to get the new addition in the video. There's Riley, who was my cameraman this morning. There is Kailua, Kai, who would probably eat this plate if I let her. But anyway, I'm going to sign out here. I'm going to eat this breakfast. I'll see you guys on the next one. Pura vida.